Before I begin my sermon, I'd like to read a true parent's words. This is True Mother's message on April 25th, 2013, during the 53rd Holy Wedding Anniversary of True Parents in Las Vegas. Spring has come in our providence, right? Being April 2013, it is spring. Who do you think are the busiest people in spring? Farmers. Isn't that correct? Are you preparing for the day of hope when we will accomplish the responsibilities given to us by heaven with a farmer's heart? We often call winters freezing temperatures, Commander Winter. In Korean, 동장군, very cold, that means it's very cold winter. Winter is also considered a time of frozen soil. What is spring? Spring is called Commander Spring and has a spring soil. It is a time when the frozen soil becomes ready to receive seeds. How does the farmer prepare himself? Doesn't he make plans for spring all throughout winter? The farmer would think, what seeds should I plant this spring to have a rich harvest in autumn? Some farmers will follow traditional farming methods, while more educated people will study and try to find ways to use the conveniences of modern civilization to harvest better and more abundant crops. Suppose you're now farmers for God's will. Your mission then, as tribal messiahs, becomes your farm land. Whether this land becomes fertile or barren will depend on each one of you. Do you realize that? Therefore, if you are idle in this good season, your autumn harvest will be marginal. Blessings do not come by just sitting still. Do you understand? You watched a short video on True Parents' lives today. If you had not met True Parents, what kind of lives would you have lived? You probably would have led lives attached to the material needs within the set environment of your families and nations. Only a few look around them, aim high, or even think of living for the sake of their nation or the world. As people who have met True Parents, are you aiming high or low? How should elevated people aim high and act? You know how, right? The autumn harvest of this providential period will depend upon the efforts and dedication with which you care for your mission. How must you appear? What kind of result do you need to bring to the approaching first anniversary of Father's Ascension in order to stand with a heart of gratitude on that day? I look forward to it. Please work hard. Amen? 아주. Good morning, everyone. 여러분 안녕하세요. 오하요 고자이마스. Buenos días. I think today we have many young people here. I think GPA students. Where are they? Okay, welcome to Los Angeles Church. Yeah, you're surely our future hope. God bless you. Because of them, I think now Los Angeles Church, we have more young spirit, you know? We're getting younger Thank you very much. Thanks to your prayer and support, I could have a very special time at Chongpyeong, Korea. And I came back last Tuesday. We had so many events and celebration over the 9 days. True Parents' Birthday celebration, Foundation Day celebration, World Summit 2017, International Leadership Conference, and IAPP, International Association of Parliamentarians for Peace, ICAS Conference, and Hyojong World Peace Foundation Scholarship Award Ceremony, Hyojong Cultural Festival. I think did you watch their performance? You know, our Apple Heaven USA, they did a great job, right? So our beloved brother, Matt, he was one of them. Why don't you give him your big hand? Thank you. Yeah, it's really wonderful. And Sonak Peace Prize Award Ceremony, the Cheonilguk Leadership Assembly, Chongpyeong Special Great Works, etc. We had a lot of events, great and small. When I counted them all, it totaled to over 17 events. Can you imagine? Wow, it's so busy from the morning to evening, right? I think many of you have already watched the internet live broadcast of True Parents' Birthday celebration and other key programs, right? No? Okay. How was it? Good? Just good? Yes, it was really awesome and wonderful. I felt that the level of our programs is improving every year. The power of our culture is growing more and more. Music, stage design, lighting, sound, fantastic LED screen, etc. Even many World Summit and IAPP leaders were very impressed at the level of our events. The Sonak Peace Prize Committee decided 2 laureates this year. One man, Dr. Gino Strada, an Italian surgeon, and one woman, Dr. Sakina Yakubi, an Afghan women's education professor. Dr. Gino Strada is highly regarded for his humanitarianism, transcending national borders. He has saved the lives of 8 million people over the past 28 years, providing urgent medical relief to refugees and war victims at the forefront of global disputes. And Dr. Sakina Yakubi has been greatly recognized for her efforts to educate 13 million refugees devastated by the war at Afghan refugee camps, and offer a solution for their resettlement. Especially she's focusing on female education there. In Afghanistan, the woman's status is very low. Even when I was in the Middle East, many Middle East countries, especially women, their position is very low. Their role is just mother and wife, housekeeping and raising children. That's it. Oh, you don't need a high-level education. That's why they don't know their true value. They cannot have their chance to show their talents. That's why Dr. Sakina Yakubi, she said, only solution is education. Women themselves, they should know their value, right? Without that, this vicious cycle is over and over again. So even though, every year in the Middle East, we have a Middle East Women's Conference. I think you heard already about this. According to the Quran, Muslim man can have 4 wives. Have you heard about it? But in the beginning, those Middle East Women Conference participants, they didn't open their heart. They didn't talk their, deep inside stories. But little by little, when the centering of the Women's Federation, we are doing this conference. And then when they trust our Women's Federation members, they reveal their heart and their thinking. They said, according to Quran, men can have 4 wives, but in order to have 4 wives, husband has to treat them equally. Oh, I have first, second, third, and fourth. I really love this fourth wife, but in order to give some diamond ring for this wife, I have to prepare 3 more. Why? I have to treat them equally. But for them, no, impossible. How can treat them equally? This is impossible. This is not my word, their word. Okay. Anyway, even myself, I felt, yes, how can solve this problem? Only way is education. Women has to wake up. They have to open their eyes, their true value and their ability. These Asana Peace Prize laureates join the ILC program along with a former and current heads of state and IAPP participants. They were so surprised and inspired at the foundation and ideal of the true parents. True parents' ideal touched Dr. Gino Strada's heart so much that he wanted to work together with UPF continuously because their ideal also aligned with his ideal. Their introduction video really moved people's heart. And I was so inspired at Hyojong Cheonan project at Changpyeong. Now we have Cheonjanggung, Cheongha Camp, Cheongsim Village, Cheongsim Hospital, and Cheongsim Peace World Center, and Cheongpyeong Training Center, and Cheongsim Middle and High School, and Sonak UP Graduate School, and the Sonak Institute of History at Cheongpyeong. But that's not finished. But according to the report, we are going to build True Parents Life Course Museum, Cheonji Sonakwan, Hyojeong Cultural Center, hotel, shopping center, European village, and Japanese village, etc. When True Father was alive, he mentioned about these things. But now, True Mother is realizing his words. I'm so inspired about True Mother's leadership in Korea. I felt True Mother's strong confidence and firm determination to accomplish True Father's words without fail. Amen? Aju. I have so many things to report, but I think I can share these with you later, little by little. Once again, I'd like to express my deepest gratitude to all of you for your support and cooperation. Last Friday, February 10th, during the victory celebration of Cheonjanggung, True Mother emphasized again that we have now received the spring of God's providence. So, today, I'd like to share some words with you on the title of Spring of God's Providence. We will now soon be receiving the spring season. Actually, in Los Angeles, it's very hard to feel the difference of the seasons because it's always warm. But in Korea, you can clearly feel all four seasons. During the cold winter, sometimes the temperature goes down to around minus 15 or 20 degrees Celsius. When you hear about spring, what images come to mind? Flowers. Birds singing, right? Spring is considered to be a very special season among the 4 seasons. After going through a long tunnel of winter, when we receive spring, all living things come to life. In the frigid winter, all living things seem to stop moving as if they were dead. But in spring, we can feel the energy and power of all life. Even men and women, especially young men and young women, their heart is dropping. For what? For love, yeah. This morning, I chose today's Bible reading from the Song of Songs, also known as the Song of Solomon. When I looked in the Bible to find something related to spring, I found this reading. It is also the 5th book of wisdom in the Old Testament of the Christian Bible. Scripturally, the Song of Songs is unique in its celebration of sexual love. It gives the voices of 2 lovers praising each other, yearning for each other. Jewish tradition reads it as an allegory of the relationship between God and Israel. Christian tradition, in addition to appreciating the literal meaning of a romantic song between man and woman, has read the poem as an allegory of Christ and his bride, the Christian church. So far, we have sung and enjoyed the beauty of spring in the ceaselessly repeating changes of the 4 seasons. But God, who created this universe and the 4 seasons, has never enjoyed the spring after the fall of the human ancestors. From the time of the fall of man, God has had to endure the severe cold winter like darkness and death. Then, what is spring for God? Once God realizes his ideal on earth and in heaven, and Satan's blood lineage through God's only begotten Son and daughter are severed, can God surely enjoy the true beauty of spring? True Mother emphasizes that we should testify about true parents to the world. True Mother feels pain when she heard that over 150,000 people die every day without knowing about the true parents. Then, what is the best way to testify about the true parents? In Korea, when you go to a Seoul station or a big bus terminal, you will meet someone who is holding a picket sign shouting, "Believe in Jesus, then you will go to the kingdom of heaven, or you will go to hell." Amen. Even in America, I met such a person in Las Vegas. Well, when you meet such a person on the street, do you really feel an inclination to believe in Jesus? Or do you have some anti-feelings from their self-satisfied attitude of faith? Then, how can we truly testify about the true parents? In 1992, when I started my ministry in a local church, I had a female elder member who witnessed to a lot of people. I don't think she was a great lecturer, and she didn't seem to possess any special skills that would attract people. But she seemed to witness to many people very easily. I was wondering. So, in order to understand how she did this, I asked her, not her, but her spiritual daughter directly. Do you know what her answer was? She said, I really envy her life. I yearn for a happy life. She has a really good relationship with her husband and her children. She is my role model. Later, I came to realize that the source of her happiness was none other than her faith in the divine principle and true parents' teachings. So I never hesitated to join the church. Brothers and sisters, actions speak louder than words. So, if you only preach good words but don't live by them, the duration of your inspiration will be short-lived, and nobody will follow you for long. But if you act on your words, your inspiration will be never-ending, and everybody will want to follow you. So, if our life does not match the divine principle and true parents' teachings, who is going to follow us willingly? Nobody. Now, we are receiving the beautiful spring of God's providence by true parents. This is new hope for the future. Even though the beautiful spring season has come, not everyone can become the owner of the season. If we do not make any effort, for example, in plowing the fields and planting the seeds, how can we expect a good harvest in the autumn? In the early days of our American movement, true parents gave the young people who lost their goals in life new hope and a vision. When I visit our members' homes, I enjoy seeing their old family albums. But amazingly, in the 1970s, many of them were long hair and didn't shave. You know, hippie style. It is very hard to match these totally different images. Oh, is this you? Brothers and sisters, now we have to convey this hope and vision to this world. Let's prepare ourselves and become true owners of this coming spring of God's providence. Amen? Amen. Aju. Lastly, I'd like to read True Mother's Letter for Blessed Families. During the True Parents' birthday celebration, we had Shrasang Nanum Te Chukje. Shrasang means royal table, the king's meal table. Nanum means a sharing. Te Chukje means big festival. So, True Mother prepared a fancy lunch box with rice and 12 side dishes. So, True Mother also shared the same lunch box with us. Could you show me the picture? Yeah, this one. food is love. In this lunchbox, true mother left a very touching letter to all the blessed family members. So I'd like to conclude my sermon by reading this letter to you. Please show the letters. Beloved blessed families, 57 years ago, right after our holy wedding, true father and I sat before our first wedding meal. I vividly remember the royal table being the color of blooming Suzuki grass. Heavenly Parents' profound heart and emotions could be seen in Father's eyes, and he was about to burst into tears the size of snowflakes. As we walk the path of true parents, Father and I have been served countless meals. Yet, each time we have sat at a meal table, our purpose has remained the same: fulfill the duties of the filial heart before Heavenly Parent, save all humanity, and realize a world of peace. This is why, whether eating boiled barley for 3 years during the desperate times, or touring 2 nations at breakneck pace in one day, or even having to endure an entire day with a single gulp of water, Father and I have never worried. To us, everything has been gratitude. Everything has been joy. Today, on the occasion of true parents' birthday, we are so happy and privileged to host this festival where you can share a meal we specially prepared for you. You are true children, born with heaven's lineage through the profound tears and heart of true parents. True Father who is in heaven and I will always, always love you all. More than anything else, we shall never forget the heartfelt tears and sweat you have shed as you fight in the midst of great loneliness to realize heaven's will. Father and I regret not being able to serve each and every one of you, our beloved children, a full table of warm dishes and steaming rice. Please accept our heartfelt token of love. Beloved, blessed families, Father and I honestly hope that you can become the proud sons and daughters who stand with true parents until the last moment and work energetically to realize Vision 2020 and national restoration. Please remember that Father in heaven is continuously cheering and supporting us. I pray that until the day you ascend, you may all fulfill the duty of the filial heart before Heavenly Parent, become shining rays of hope around the world, and be filled with love and happiness always. January 6th, by the heavenly calendar, in the 5th year of Cheonilguk, true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, Hakjahan. Thank you very much. God bless you all. Please join me in prayer. 사랑이 많으신 하늘 부모님, 거룩하신 천지인 참 부모님, the most beloved heavenly parent and the holy true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. Through true parents' birthday and Foundation Day celebration, we received tremendous blessing and grace from heaven. We are so grateful for True Mother's leadership and her dedication to accomplish True Father's words and promise. Truly, we want to become people who open the way of spring of God's providence. So far, we have sung and enjoyed the beauty of spring, but God, who created this universe, has never enjoyed the spring after the fall of man. Now, True Father is in heaven, and True Mother is with us. But we truly believe that true parents are one, and they are working with us who try to fulfill the will of God. Nobody can block the changes of 4 seasons. But if we don't prepare ourselves with efforts and cheongsong, we cannot become true owner of the season. As a heavenly tribal Messiah, we want to testify about the true parents with our true life. Please guide us and be with us. I'm offering this report in the name of Youngtae Yang and Cheongju Yang, a Celestial family. Aju.